Picture this. A secret meeting in Geneva. A $200 million offer on the table. And a young tennis player whose life is about to change forever. When Roger Federer decided to invest in Eala, nobody saw it coming. And when the details leaked, the tennis world exploded. This wasn't a normal sponsorship deal. This was power, legacy, and a partnership so controversial it split tennis in half. Some called it genius. Others called it exploitation. So what really happened? Let's break it down. Eala's journey was never easy. Born and raised in Manila, she trained on imperfect courts with limited resources. While other rising stars had major sponsors and national federations funding their careers, Eala and her family made sacrifices most players never have to make. At just 16, she made history by winning the 2020 Australian Open girls singles title, becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam. But junior success doesn't guarantee professional stability. By 2024, she was hovering around the top 150. Competitive, improving, but financially stretched. Her parents had even mortgaged their home to send her to the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. She had talent, but talent alone wasn't enough in professional tennis. She needed backing. What she didn't know was that someone had been watching closely. Since retiring, Roger Federer had been looking for a way to stay deeply connected to the sport. Not through exhibitions or ceremonial roles, but through impact. He wanted to invest directly in a player, build a complete support system around raw talent, and prove that financial security could unlock potential. Eala fit the vision perfectly. In February 2025, Federer's team contacted her management with a simple message. Roger wants to meet. Location: Geneva. Private. Confidential. On February 14th, while most of the tennis world focused on tour events, Eala flew to Switzerland. The meeting wasn't in an office. It was at Federer's private estate overlooking Lake Geneva. Present were Federer, his longtime agent Tony Godsick, lawyers, and financial advisors. Federer didn't waste time. He offered to invest $200 million over 10 years into her career. Not a sponsorship, an investment. His team would build a world-class ecosystem around her. Elite coaches, performance experts, mental conditioning, branding specialists. Everything handled so she could focus only on tennis. In exchange, Federer would receive 40% of her future earnings. Prize money, endorsements, appearance fees. Even if she never became a star, she'd earn a guaranteed $2 million per year. If she cracked the top 50, she'd earn more. Top 20 even more. Win a Grand Slam, massive bonuses. It was security most players outside the elite rarely experience. But there was a catch. The deal required exclusivity. Major career decisions would involve Federer's team. She couldn't independently sign major sponsors without approval. She had 72 hours to decide. But she never got that privacy. 2 days later, the story leaked. A reporter revealed the full details, including the 40% ownership clause. Within hours, the global tennis media storm began. The WTA issued a cautious statement saying agreements involving ownership stakes would be reviewed under regulations. Players reacted publicly. Some supported the idea of financial security for lower-ranked athletes. Others warned it set a dangerous precedent, turning players into investment assets. Was this empowerment? Or was it control disguised as opportunity? In the Philippines, reactions were divided. Some celebrated a historic opportunity. Others questioned the power imbalance. Under intense global scrutiny, Eala stayed silent. Then, 10 days later, she confirmed she had accepted the deal. The criticism only intensified. But 3 months later, something shifted. Eala sat down for an exclusive interview and addressed everything directly. She admitted the pressure was overwhelming. Social media criticism forced her to delete apps just to focus. But she also revealed what changed behind the scenes. Within weeks, she had access to a former top 10 coach, sports psychologists, performance analysts, and full financial stability. For the first time in her career, she wasn't worrying about tournament expenses. And the results came fast. She reached a WTA semifinal and cracked the top 100. Her ranking jumped dramatically in just months. By August 2025, 6 months into the deal, she was ranked 67th in the world and had won her first WTA title. The investment was working, but the debate didn't disappear. Critics argued that 40% of lifetime earnings was too steep. Supporters countered that without upfront backing, many talented players never reach their potential. Federer eventually addressed the controversy himself. He said the traditional tennis funding model leaves too many talented players struggling outside the top 50. His approach, while unconventional, was meant to solve that gap. And here's the twist. Other players began exploring similar investment structures. The WTA introduced new guidelines to regulate such agreements but didn't ban them. The model wasn't rejected. It evolved. 6 months in, the numbers speak clearly. Eala is improving faster than predicted. Financial stress is gone. Her team is stronger than ever. But every match now carries extra weight. When she wins, it validates the model. When she loses, critics resurface. The 40% clause means her career is collaborative, not fully independent. Is that worth the trade? For Eala, the answer seems clear. For the tennis world, the debate continues. Did Roger Federer create a revolutionary blueprint for supporting emerging talent? Or did he open the door to a future where athletes become financial assets? One thing is undeniable. This deal forced tennis to confront uncomfortable truths about money, opportunity, and power in modern sports. And whether history sees it as visionary or controversial, it has already changed the conversation. So now the question is yours. Was this a genius partnership or a risky precedent? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more deep stories from the world of sports, hit subscribe, because this conversation is far from over.